Hey, YouTube family and GN subs, how are you? Hope you're doing well. I have a substantive video today on the updates for the U and the T visa, most important visas that people don't know about. We're going to go through all the important updates, get you that information, a lot to unpack today, so let's get at it. All right, so let's break this down. What is the U visa? The U visa basically is for victims of crimes. If you are a victim of a crime and the purpose of the law is so you can provide law enforcement with important information to solve the crime. That's basically what the U visa is. I've put a link in the description box below. Sends you to the USCIS website. Check it out. It gives you exactly what the law is, all right? Let's talk about the T visa. The T visa is a little different. So the T visa basically is for victims of trafficking. That's where you've been brought into the United States. It could be either sexual trafficking or it could be labor trafficking. So lots of times, poor immigrants are brought into the United States. They're subject to abuse by the trafficking. That's what the T visa is, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down so we can tell you the distinctions between the two, how to file these applications, what's involved, etc., okay? So for the T visa, I put a link in the description box below. Again, it's going to send you to the actual USCIS website where they provide the law and all instructions on how to file, etc. Real good stuff, folks. All right, so U visa, how do I file this application? First part of business is you need to get what's called a supplemental B filed. The supplemental B is issued by the police authorities, by the investigators, by the entity that's actually trying to solve the crime. It's a pretty simple form. Law enforcement absolutely knows what this is. So you would get the form, you get it signed. That's the first step. Second step, I-918. This is the actual form. You file it with USCIS, you look at the instructions, it tells you where to file. Third, if you have grounds of inadmissibility, you've been unlawful in the U.S. for more than a year, you have a prior deportation, you entered illegally, it doesn't matter, folks, you can file a waiver on a form I-192. This is huge, and we'll talk a little bit more about this later. All right, the fourth thing, and a good trick here, you file two I-765 applications. Why? Because you're eligible for work authorization under two components of this application. So first, there is a prima facie determination where you get a deferred status. Under that deferred status, you are authorized to work for 4 years. So you file the I-765 under the C-14 category, okay? The prima facie determination usually comes well before the actual grant of the U visa. When you're granted the U visa, you're also authorized to work in the U.S. for another 4 years. That category is under A-19, all right? So important, file both I-765 applications. I'll tell you a little bit later why. It's very important to file both applications. All right, so timing, folks. There is a 10,000 limit of annual U visas that are issued. That's why it's taking so long to file. 3 to 5 years to get an approval. This is why, again, real important that you file both I-765 so that you can get the work authorization upon initial issuance of the prima facie deferred action status. Then you get the U approval, right? After 3 years of being in U status, you can file to adjust your status under 245M. It's a special provision for U visas. You can file and you can get the green card. Spouses and family members under 21 also who are in U derivative status can also adjust in the U.S. to permanent resident status. All right, so what's the update, folks? The update is that they are going to lift the 10,000 limit on U visas. That's going to be fantastic. You'll have rapid adjudications, etc. Recently, USCIS policy says that they are going to start issuing the work permits, the I-765, earlier in the process. That's great news, folks. That's why, again, you're going to file both I-765s. They're probably going to start granting the deferred action initially, all right? So that's important stuff, and that's a good update, good news. Let's switch over to the T visa. What are the differences in the T visa versus the U visa, right? So we talked a little bit about the T, victims of trafficking. All right, for the T visa, you need not file the I-765 initially with the application. Once approved, you get the T status, and then it's almost the same as the U. 4 years you're issued the T visa. After 3 years, you can file to adjust your status, spouses and children as well. Big issue with the T is it's limited to 5,000 per year. A little more difficult to get those issued, but as I understand it, again, here's the update. Good news, folks. They're talking about lifting the 5,000 limit. Number two, they are going to expand the category not to include just sex and labor trafficking. USCIS is talking about expanding the category to wage theft. So if you're a foreigner and you're paid substandard wages, you may be able to file this T visa. Also, big news, OSHA is a huge entity that looks at employers who are engaged in wrongful practices. If this goes through and you have companies that are paying substandard wages, you can simply go to OSHA. OSHA now is the entity that can actually issue the supplemental B form. That is huge. That is a game changer for the T visas. So let's look out for this. This is a huge expansion that could help lots of foreigners, lots of employees in the United States. Hey, YouTube family and GN subs, thanks so much for watching GrayLaw TV. You can click on my playlist. Lots of good content like today's video there. It helps you to be able to file these applications. Also, a lot of questions that are frequently asked in my comment section. I've linked them to videos here. Hey, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.